Hey friends, it is Kate here. Thank you so much for jumping on my channel and joining me for a class today. I have got a Pilates Yoga Fusion Class just for you. Now this is going to be a great one to kind of help open up our hips in a very mindful and safe manner, making sure we've got all of the right muscles turned on while we do such things. Go ahead, give me a like, subscribe, let me know what you think in the comments below, roll out your mat, and let's get started. Let's begin near the front of our mat with our feet about hip distance apart. Allow your hands to hang heavy by your side. Maybe gently close your eyes if you feel comfortable with that. No, you can always keep them open if you prefer. I want you to flip your palms so they're facing away from you and fan your fingertips wide. Think of really reaching those fingertips down towards the ground. Stamp into the mat with both of your feet. Turn on your inner thighs, almost think of drawing them towards one another. Begin to pull your belly button in towards your spine and lengthen through the small of your back. Almost imagine that you are trying to make more space between the top of your hip and your bottommost rib. Keep allowing your spine, your back, to grow taller and higher up towards the ceiling. Take a great big inhale through the nose. And a big easy sigh out the mouth. Kiss the shoulder blades towards one another behind your body. Draw the ribs closer together in the front. One more time, big inhale through the nose. Big sigh out the mouth. Relax your hands, but keep that feeling of a great big broad chest. On your next inhale, stand taller and straighter. On your next exhale, chin to chest, bend the knees, keep pulling that belly button in towards your spine. You can blink your eyes open and begin to forward fold. Just lower yourself down only as so far as what feels good in your body. Bend those knees a little bit deeper as you arrive to your deepest forward fold. That does not have to look like mine. Let that head be heavy. Let your cervical spine get a little love, opening it up. Stamp down into your feet, pull your belly button in, and slowly restack each vertebra one at a time. Shoulders still down the back. And then pull yourself all the way back up to standing. Big inhale as you arrive. Exhale, chin to chest. Drop the head, roll yourself all the way down. Reach those fingertips towards the ground. Take a big breath. Exhale, bend the knees a little deeper, restack the spine, roll yourself all the way up to standing. One more time, just like that. Chin to chest, bend the knees. Keep kissing those shoulder blades towards one another behind the back, even while we forward fold. No hurry, no rush. Come to your lowest forward fold, wherever that may be. And then place your hands on either the tops of your shins or the tops of your thighs, whatever works better for your body. And then press away and reach the top of your head forward. I want you to think about all of those things we were already concentrating on, almost fanning the fingertips wide here as they press into your legs, just like we did while standing. Think of toning those inner thighs towards one another, lengthening through your low back. Right now, while I lengthen through that low back, I'm imagining reaching my sitting bones towards the wall behind me. Ribs are still drawing towards one another, shoulder blades kissing in behind my body. My neck is soft, my head is reaching towards the wall in front of me. Take one more big inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale again, half lift. Press into your legs. It's like you are trying to press yourself out and away from your hips. Take a breath. Let it go. One more time. Half lift and stay. Again, hold here. Take a big, deep inhale. Great big sigh out. Take your right hand and bring it on top of your left, and then straighten your right leg. Now I am still thinking about reaching those sitting bones back. My belly button's pulling up and in, and I'm just getting a little bit of stretch through that right side. Take a big inhale. Bring your right hand back to center. Find that half lift right here, and then forward fold once more. Hands to shins or thighs. Inhale, half lift. Stay. This time take the left hand on top of the right and straighten the left leg. reach that hip back, shoulders down, low belly up and in, big inhale. When you feel even from the other side, both hands to the same shin or thigh, and then reach your head long forward, fold. Let your head be heavy. If you want to straighten your legs now, that's wonderful. If you want to keep them bent a little longer, that is great too. Hands can rest wherever feels good for you. Now bend your knees so much we can, bring our hands to the ground, and I want us to step back to a great big full plank. Press away from the ground. Just like we did while standing tall and straight, we're fanning our fingertips wide here. We're drawing our inner thighs towards one another. We're lengthening that low back. Shoulder blades kissing together, ribs drawing towards one another. Take a big full inhale. Great big breath out. Another big full inhale. Let it go. One more time. Now set your knees on the floor. Maybe sink back into a child's pose if that feels good for you. You could stay up if you prefer. Crawl your fingertips away. Find a little stretch to the back of your body. And then wave yourself up to your hands and your knees. Keep fanning those fingertips wide. Now, instead of pressing into our shins, we're pressing away from the ground, keeping that feeling of opening through the back of our body while we lift our low belly up and in. From here, extend your right leg back behind you. Now, I just want us to gently rock forward and back. As I rock forward and back, I get a bit of a stretch through both my wrists and the back of my right leg. When I rock back, I'm getting that stretch through the back of my calf muscle. When I rock forward, I'm getting a little stretch through both of my wrists. This can be as deep or shallow, as fast or slow, as whatever works best for you. Last one, and then come on to center. Press deeply into the mat, pull that belly button up and in. Make sure your hips are even with one another. Remember that spot where your thigh and your glute connect? If you've taken a class with me before, I talk about it and I call it our thigh butt. That place where your thigh and your glute connect, I want you to give it a little squeeze. Pull that belly button in as you do so. Take another inhale. As you exhale, squeeze it so much you must float your right foot away from the ground. Let's point our toe. Pretend I'm holding onto your ankle. You are reaching that toe as far away as you can while you continue to press away from the mat and open up those shoulders. From here, all I want us to do 5 times. Inhale, touch the top of your foot down to the ground. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, touch the foot down. Exhale, lift it up. 3 more on your own breath. And every time you lift that foot up, make sure that nothing in your torso is moving. Our tummy, our hips, everything should be nice and sturdy. Last one, lift up and stay. Now, this time I want you to touch your toe to the outside edge of your mat. Last time we had it right behind our hip. Now we're opening up it a little bit to the right and then pulling it back to that starting place. Touch it down to the outside edge of your mat. Exhale, pull it up. 3 more on your own breath. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Last one, down, lift it up and stay. And then from here, keep reaching that toe further away, pressing deeper into the mat. And all I want us to do is think of a little cobra. When we do cobra on our mat, we roll our shoulders, we puff our heart and chest up, and we lift our gaze up and away from the ground. Now, I have not moved my leg whatsoever. It stayed totally in place, and I hope yours did too, but if not, that happens. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, gently bring your head, your chest, your shoulders back in alignment. Again, roll the shoulders, lift the heart, the chest. Keep squeezing your thought, keep honing your belly, and then exhale, bring it on down. One more time, roll the shoulders, lift everything up. Exhale, bring it back. Now let's add lifting our leg, lifting our heel. And I want you to think about opening up through the front of your right hip as you do so. It's not just about shoving that leg up as high as we can go. So roll, lift, and slowly start to lift your heel up a little bit. Exhale, tone the belly, squeeze your thought as you bring it back. Again, inhale, roll and lift. Exhale, pull it back. One more time, roll and lift. Exhale, bring it back, hold, take a big breath. Set that knee on the ground, reach back into your child's pose. Once more, allow your head to be heavy. Give yourself time to move and groove if you so choose. And then eventually we're going to unfold, find that tabletop once more, and we'll extend our opposite foot out behind us. Low belly in, shoulders broad, and then we'll start our little rock, back and forth. Whatever feels good for you. Maybe we want to stay kind of reaching back a little bit longer on that leg. Both sides can be a little different. But eventually come to center, press away, pull that belly button up and in, broaden your shoulders, squeeze your butt, that thigh butt connection point, exhale, lift up. Point the toe. Same thing from the other side. 5 times we're gonna drop our foot down, exhale, lift. Drop our foot down, exhale, lift. You got this. 2 more. Last one, lift and stay. Broaden those shoulders, lift the low belly up and in. And now we're gonna touch to the outside edge of the mat, just like we did on the other side, and lift it back up. Down as you inhale, exhale, return. It's that left side, that left corner of the mat that you're reaching for, and then coming right back behind your hip. Last one down, lift up, pause. Have you let your body weight kind of migrate over to the opposite side? We want to keep it nice and level, nice and even. Reach that toe further away. It's time for our little tabletop cobras, our little tabletop swan almost. Roll the shoulder, lift the heart and chest, and ever so slightly the gaze. See, I am not trying to crane my neck to look up as high as I can, just a little bit higher. My leg hasn't moved. Take a big inhale. Exhale, pull the belly button up and in as you bring everything back. Inhale, roll the shoulders, broaden the chest, find the length in your spine. Exhale, slowly return. 2 more, roll the shoulders, lift up. Exhale, pull it back. Now, last one, without moving your back leg whatsoever, and then come on down. Take a moment. What do you need to think about? Keeping that space through the front of your left hip, keeping your thigh butt turned on. Let's do it with our foot lifted this time. Inhale, lift. I'm imagining reaching my heel up, opening up through my hip. Exhale, pull it back. Inhale, roll, lift. Exhale, tone, return. 2 more, lift. Exhale, pull it back. Last one, up we go. Put a smile on your face. This should feel delightful. Return. Set that knee on the floor. Sink back into your child's pose. Crawl those fingertips away. No hurry, no rush. Move and groove however you'd like to. And then from here, we're going to roll ourselves up and step our right foot forward. Now, if you need to give yourself a hand to get that foot there, that's great. I want us to press our hand into the top of the thigh. Just like we did earlier in our little half lift, I'm pressing down so I can lift my shoulders, my chest, my heart. Now, this is a spot where a lot of us will feel like we're gonna dump everything forward. I want you to pull your belly button up and in. I want you to lengthen through your spine. And if there's any tension, any pressure on that back knee, I like to press into the top of my left foot, so it's almost like I'm removing the pressure from my knee. Some people do tuck the toe and that works better for their body. Totally up to you. Roll the shoulders back, belly button up and in, top of the head high. Press into that thigh so we can keep our arms turned on. Keep that feeling as you reach your hands down by your hips, and then inhale, lift them up so high, so straight. Did your shoulders climb up with you? I hope they did not. Take a breath. Big sigh out. Bring your hands to the tops of your thigh again. Press into it so much that you have to lift your head, your ears. You have to open your chest just a little bit more. Take a big inhale. And now I want you to take both of your hands on the inside edge of your right foot and then heel toe your right foot to the outside edge of that of your mat. Now, this is a little lizard, and this can be a big one. Some of us will love this pose, and some of us will think it's just too much. If you need to keep your hips back here, that's okay. but I like to crawl my fingertips a little bit forward, and then I'm pressing through the front of my left hip to get a bigger stretch. Something I find helpful is the image or the kind of feeling of hugging my leg into my shoulder and then actively pressing my shoulder back into my leg. That helps me make sure that my knee and ankle are in line with one another, and I'm not putting any weird pressure on my ankle, which we certainly don't want to do. Now, I can stay in this pose for days. This is one of my favorites. You can always stay longer than what I might recommend or a little bit shorter. But from here, one of my favorite things to do is a modified monkey pose. From here, all I do is big inhale, and then exhale, I tip my hips back. If this is as far as you go, that's great. Keep that knee bent as much as you need to. You can also straighten the leg. Now, you can keep your foot planted on the floor, or I usually crawl a little bit further forward and then actively flex. I get a great big stretch through the back of my body as I do so. You can swivel your hips like I am. I am a big fan of creative movement, of just listening to what feels good for your body. Take a big, deep inhale. As you exhale, crawl forward again. Another big inhale. Tip the hips back, return to that monkey pose, little half monkey. Another breath, reach yourself forward. Press deeply into the mat, just like we've been doing all day, and then I want you to step the foot back, sink into your child's pose. Roll yourself up. Let's step our left foot forward. Now this time that foot is starting in between the hands, and we're gonna lift ourselves up. Press into that thigh so you can lift your head, your chest up high, belly button in, low back so long. Find that beautiful space in the front of your chest. Now we can stay right here. Maybe this is enough for us on this side. That's okay. Or let those hands hang down by your side for a moment. Open up. Maybe open your palms up to the sky or up to the front of the room, just like we started class. And then when you're ready, grow tall and straight. Almost imagine that you're trying to make space from that hip to your bottom rib, and you're continuing to lift your fingertips up so high, so straight. Shoulders stay down, neck is long. Put a smile on your face, and when you're ready, bring your hands to the inside edge and crawl that foot out to the outside edge. Now we can again hang out right here, or you can adjust however you want to. If our hips are a little back, you want to shift them more forward, that is great. This is a big one for our hips, and hips can be so personal, even side to side. Some days we'll have a lot more range of motion to one side than the other, and that's all right. Now, I do think about continuing to elongate that low back, to lift my belly button here, up and in, even while I'm here. Keeping your abdominal muscles turned on means that we are keeping our body safe. If you just sink into whatever pose, sometimes we can put a little too much pressure in one area or another and potentially injure ourselves, versus keeping all of our body nice and active and knowing that we are in this position in a safe manner does a wonderful world of difference. Take a breath. And then reach the hips back, send yourself back into that half monkey pose. Again, you can adjust if you need to. Maybe you need to crawl your fingertips forward or kind of move the toes around. Do whatever feels good to you. Both sides, again, can be terribly different, and that's okay. Take a great big inhale here, and then rock yourself forward. Hold maybe in that lizard pose, and then again, tip back. Lizard and half monkey, two of my favorites. I could hang out here for days, I tell you. Take a breath, reach that self forward. Now, just as we did before, press into your hands so you can send that foot back. Find your lovely child's pose. Head is heavy. Reach those fingers away, and then let's tuck our toes and find a great big downward facing dog. I want you to actually open your feet to as wide as the mat, and then think once more of finding that space from the top of your hip to your bottommost ribs. Keep pressing down into the mat with your palms. It's that same feeling we've been talking about all day long. Inhale, rise high onto your toes. Exhale, sink down onto your heels. Inhale, rise high onto your toes. Exhale, sink down into your heels. One more time, high onto your toes. Exhale, down into your heels. Walk your feet together. Pull that belly button up and in. Swivel the hips all you want to. Look to the top of the mat and make your way forward. However you want to get there. Maybe you want to hop, step, jump. Find that forward fold. We've been here before. Notice what feels different from the first time you did it. No hurry, no rush. Maybe lightly bend the knees, maybe keep them straight. But either way, once more, hands to your shins or to your thighs. Inhale, half lift. Take a great big breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, let it go. Last time, half lift. Give yourself a moment here. Low belly in, low back long. Shoulders broad and open. Bend the knees, forward fold, and roll yourself all the way up to standing. Now from here, I want you to heel toe those feet together. Zip up your legs like you've got a great big rubber band around the outer part of your thigh. Low belly pulls up and in. And then from here, sink back and find a chair pose. This is one of those spots where we can dump forward. I do it all the time. Belly button in. Low back long, reach those hips down, zip up. That can be a good way for us to remember to keep that belly button pulling in, to keep our low back so long. And then from here, take a big inhale. And again, I want you to bring your hands to the tops of your thighs, press into the tops of the thighs just like we did, but we don't want to dump forward. It's that feeling of pressing into the thighs so we can keep our arms turned on and keep our low back growing longer all the time. From here, once more, I want you to bring your right hand to the top of your left thigh, just pressing into that left thigh. Switch your weight into your left foot. We're gonna lift up our right and then step back into a great big lunge. Now, if you kind of wobbled as you did that, or if you even fell over, who cares? No one is watching you. Press into those thighs, lift your low belly up and in. Take your fingertips up so tall, so long and straight. Find all that big, beautiful stretch here in our high crescent lunge. Full breath in. And then hands to the top of your thighs, kind of hinge forward. Take a big breath, and I want you to hop that back foot in, finding your chair pose again. Reach those fingertips long and straight. Take a breath. And then hands to your thighs, press out and away. Left hand on top of right. Sit a little deeper, take a breath, and send your left foot back into that lunge. Press down to lift up. Reach your hands up high just like we did. Now, if you haven't thought about this already, I want you to squeeze that thigh butt connection point. Reach your heel further. Find that stretch. Take a big breath. And then hands to shins. Shift forward. Find that great big long line in your body. Big deep inhale. Hop your foot in. Sit low and steady into your lovely chair. Look down. Do you see your toes? If your weight is all the way forward and you can't see those toes, shift them back. Lengthen through your spine. Take a breath. Exhale, forward fold. Lift your sitting bones up high. Let your head be heavy. No hurry, no rush. I want you to bend the knees so much that we come on down to a seat on our mat. Take your hands behind your thighs, roll the shoulders, lift the heart and chest, pull your belly button up and in. No hurry, no rush. Take one hand out. Take the other hand out, palms opening up to the sky. Almost try and think of pinkies reaching towards one another. Big, deep inhale. Tip your pelvis back and slowly, slowly, slowly roll yourself all the way down to the ground. How slow can you go? Can you go slower than I'm going? Once you arrive on your mat, let yourself relax. Walk your feet into the floor in line with your sitting bones, and take a moment and bring your hands to the top of your ribs and your belly. Are you letting everything kind of splay out? We've been talking about bringing it all together all throughout class. Low belly pulls up and in. Press deeply into your heels. Find that length in your spine, just like we would if we were lying on the floor. Standing on our mat. We are lying on our floor, huh? Take those hands and bring them out to the side. Palms once more up to the sky. Broaden your shoulders. Kiss the shoulder blades in, but keep drawing your ribs towards one another. Stamp down into both of your feet. Tone the belly a little bit more, and then slowly lift up into a lovely little bridge pose. Now, just like we did in our lizard, it's that feeling of kind of pressing our hips forward, of flattening out that space, using all of those great big muscles through the back of our body, our thigh butt, our little thut, using them to lift up just a bit higher. Take a big, deep inhale. Exhale, roll all the way right back down. Press into your feet, lift up high. Exhale, roll all the way down. One more time, lift up and stay. Hold it there, press down, lift your heart up. Maybe you want to open up those ribs. It's a little bit more yoga-like than Pilates, but sometimes it can feel good. And then slowly bring yourself all the way down. Take a big, deep inhale. Exhale, float your right foot up. Find a little tabletop. One more breath. Exhale, float the left to meet the right. Seal those inner thighs in towards one another. Tone the belly. When you're ready, float your fingertips up and then curl. Lift yourself up into a little curl up. Tone your stomach just a little bit more. Seal those inner thighs in. And then from here, 5 times. Inhale, float the hands up. Exhale, press them down. Inhale, float the hands up. Exhale, press them down. 2 more. Last one. Hold right there. Float the hands up, stay 5 times. Exhale, curl up half an inch. Inhale, lower. Exhale, curl up half an inch. Inhale, lower. 3 and 2. Last one. Take a big breath. Slowly lower everything else. Give yourself a moment to relax. You want to stretch the hands over the head, the feet away from you. Wiggle anything you're in the mood. Maybe give yourself a great big hug if you so choose. And then we'll roll over to our side. Press ourselves up to a seat. And as always, give yourself a great big pat on the back. Say thank you for doing something just for you and being so proud of everything your body has accomplished today. I hope you enjoyed class, and I can't wait to see you again.